It's Carolyn Zook here with Lindys Stitch, and today is Friday, October 7th, 2022. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you're here spending some of your time with me. I really appreciate that. I am filming on Friday. It's kind of late afternoon, but it looks like the lighting is okay. I have a bunch of overhead lights on as well. I don't usually film at this time, so I am just got back from getting my COVID booster and my flu shot. And I'm just a little nervous that I'm going to wake up Saturday morning and I don't know. I've never had any issues with vaccines, so it will probably be fine. But I just wanted to err on the side of caution because I've never had a reaction to a flu shot. I've never had a reaction to a COVID booster. But then again, I've never gotten them together at the same time. I just got that done at an Albertsons. Sorry, I'm shaking you a little bit. And yeah, it went well. It was funny. She was saying the pharmacist was saying that everyone says that the flu shot hurts more than the COVID shot, which I definitely found was true. I mean, neither one hurt. I don't like needles. And I told that to a nurse one time. I said, I really don't like needles. And she said, I'd be more worried if you did like needles. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a fair point. But anyway, so it looks like the lighting's okay, which is good. It just is kind of tripping me up a little bit that I'm filming late afternoon. It's about 5:13 in the afternoon. So, yeah. But so that's what I did. So get your flu shot, get your COVID booster if you haven't already. And I've had a busy day. So this morning I went to Acorns and Threads for a beading class with Lori, who works there, who's amazing. And I met the amazing Tammy there as well. Tammy was my table mate at the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit a couple weekends ago. And so we were talking, that's where this class came up. We were talking about how I wanted to learn the Peyote Stitch. Now, Tammy already knows how to do it, but she wanted to learn a different technique. So I got this, this is Fern Ridge Collections. So I bought this from their website. Acorns and Threads has a bunch too. I also bought one from them. And Lori looked at it, she's like, this is very advanced. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'll go on their website and grab. So this is a pumpkin. It's, again, the picture does not do it justice. And so you start at the bottom and work your way up. So I just want to show you really quickly how far I got. It's not very far, but you know, I've never done this before. Can you see that? So it's several rows. There's Simon coming to say hello again. So yeah, so it's just all beads. There's no fabric or anything. It's just all beads and this Nymo thread. It was super fun. Especially once I got the hang of it. I definitely have to watch my posture. I think I worked on this for about an hour and a half, and then we kind of had to go. But I was definitely hunched over and tense trying to make sure I was doing it right. But it was super fun, and we're going to have a second class when we get down, because I guess you decrease at a certain point. I don't know. I know there are tutorials. I think it was Liz from Country Stitchers that also has a tutorial, which I'll want to check out as well. But Lori is fantastic, and it's super fun to learn a new skill. I'm going to call it a skill, not a new hobby. How about that? And so we were in, they have an annex, and so there were some ladies in the annex stitching, and then because it was just Tammy and I, we just had a table set up kind of off to the side. And this lovely, lovely lady from North Carolina walked in, Susie, and she was so sweet. She introduced herself to me, and she said the kindest things, which I really appreciate, Susie. It was so fun to get to meet you. You were so sweet. You totally made my day. You might see a Simon coming through the screen, or the picture here in a minute. He is now on the table. No, my cats are not allowed on the dining room table, but I disinfect it. Anyway, so, yes, Susie was just such a joy. And I tell you, if you are feeling down about yourself or need a confidence boost, go find yourself a Susie because she was just so sweet and said the most lovely things. So Susie, first of all, I can't believe, like she had emailed me saying, oh, I'm going to be in Portland, at the end of October. And I think her plans got changed around a bit. And, so it was just kind of by chance that I happened to be there and she happened to be there, just walked in. So it was really funny how that still worked out. We were meant to meet. So Susie, I hope you have a great rest of your trip. And I hope we get to see each other again because you were just so lovely. It is still warm here in Portland. I think today it was 84 degrees, which it should not be. It should be upper 60s this time of year. We've had very, very little rain, which is also unusual, especially once we get into October. Mid-October is when our meteorologically, our rainy season starts October 1. The rains really start coming mid-October, which I know it isn't quite yet, but we've been very dry and very warm. And this is not why I moved here. So anyway, so that's what's going on this week. Work has been super busy. It will continue to be very busy at least through next week. We have a big event coming up next week, which I'm a little nervous about. But you know what? We can just do our best, and that's all we can do. So there you go. But it's going to be another busy, busy week. But it's good. I know several of you commented on my last video that, you're so lucky that you love your job, or I love it when people love their job. And yes, I love my job. So yes, I'm very, very fortunate. It's really, really a great job. So I'm very lucky. Joyce had a question from the last video. So Joyce was asking, I had showed these, or Robin and I had showed these. These were little scissors that we got in our goodie bags from the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. Aren't they cute? And you can see if you look down at the tips, look how sharp they are. I haven't used these yet, but look how sharp they are. And so Joyce asked, who is the manufacturer of these scissors? And it's Ink Press, and Ink is spelled N-N-K. I assume it's pronounced Ink. Maybe it's just N-N-K Press. If you Google this, these actual scissors will come up on Etsy. Or they have a variety of other ones that they sell as well. But I actually saw these exact scissors on Etsy for about $15 or so. So if you are looking for new scissors like this, Ink Press, NNK Press. And then Joyce also asked, this is a really great question, is there a list? So we were talking about the autumn Cottage Garden Threads, the autumn pack that they put together, and then 26 different designers designed pieces to go along with those thread packs. She asked, was there a list of those designers or those charts that go along with it? That's a great question, and I couldn't find one. I looked all over the internet to answer this question, Joyce. I honestly could not find a list. So the best thing that I think, like the closest thing I could find to a list is if you go to Garon Stitchery and you type in the search bar, Autumn Garden Collaboration. It will pull up the list of designers, like what they have in stock. So that's the closest that I could come to finding an actual list for you. All right, speaking of the Autumn Garden Collaboration, let's get into whips. Oh, my basket is a little full. My arm is already starting to get a little sore. Oh, by the way, you probably still won't see this video until tomorrow, Saturday, around the regular time, just because, I don't know, I like consistency. So I have a finish. My 25/7 piece has been Falling Leaves. This is by the Mindful Needle. It's called Falling Leaves. It's just a small piece, and you can see this logo here indicates that that you can use the thread pack, the Autumn Garden thread pack. So this is the chart actually that I bought for the thread pack. This is what it will look like, or what it does look like, hopefully. And I started this with Robin at the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, and I finished it last night. And most of that time was just working on it 25 minutes a day every week. it looked like the handles were off. The handles are not off. They are on the same row. So this is my finish. This is, Rob and I started this together, so we just went through my stash and pulled a piece that we thought would work. This is 32 count Weatherstone by Atomic Ranch Fabrics. Isn't that darling? I just think it's so super cute, and I love the colors. And we split this piece. It was a fat quarter. Is that right, guys? And we split it in half. So it's a fat eighth. And look, I could probably still get 4 or 3 other smalls on this piece. So that's super fun. So I'm super happy. This in all took me only 5.5 hours to complete. Here, I'll show this to you again. I will probably finish it on like foam board with like some pretty fall fabric behind it and that type of thing, and just set it up somewhere. I just think it's so cute. And then, so I have that finished. Now let me show you the thread so you can get an idea if you didn't know what I was talking about. So this is, you could get a thread pack. I believe you can probably, maybe also buy these separately. I'm not sure. So you get Golden Goalie. Look at that color. This is what the leaves were. So they have that range of red, orange, yellow, green, spruce. So there's spruce, which was some of the leaves. Terracotta. This was the basket. That really bright kind of orange and brown. And then Dandelion, which is this really pretty yellow to brown. So, I mean, it was a super small piece, so I could easily probably get another, I don't know, 2 pieces out of it. But yeah, so that is a finish. And if you don't know, 25/7 is a Facebook group. It is open to everybody. So you can just look for Cross Stitch 25/7 is run by Melanie Watkins of Soulful Stitching, which I'll talk about her a little bit later today. And she created this group where the idea is you work on a piece 25 minutes a day or 25 stitches a day. The idea is just to get you stitching every day. I stitch already most days. But it's really fun to just like add in a piece that I'm just going to work on 25 minutes a day. So I'm actually getting more stitching in most days. So that's fun. Anyway, so that feels really fun to have that little piece done. Okay, what else did I work on this week? I worked on Royal Holiday by Mirabilia. This is what she will look like. I am still in this area. I am close to getting to, you see that little red triangle? I am close to getting there, and then the white. So this piece, so I did this, the magazine monthly challenge for theme for October is Choose Your Own Holiday. And the acrostic is festive. So this was my F in festive because I am using a Fabrics by Stephanie fabric. And it's called Neverland C, but it's F for fabrics. What else do I want to tell you? So this is where I got to. I got my 6 hours in. So what I did is I started here in the center, and I've just kind of been working my way out. There's no real rhyme or reason why I'm doing it this way, but I am. You can see there's a bunch of holes for beads. There's some Krynic in there, which isn't really coming up with the lighting. So I did like a bunch. I carried it up here. I filled in all this. I did some in there, and then I started pulling out to this kind of next layer of her dress. So this, I've actually met my yearly goal, which was 18 hours, I think, on this piece for the year. So I have met that goal. So let's look at the whole thing. So this will go away. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a little tight on the edge there. So I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I'll make it work. Even if I have to add fabric on the edges, I think it'll work, right? But yes, so I've met my goal on this for the year. So she will go away until next year. So next up, I pulled out Princess Iliana, so both of my mirrors. Princess Iliana was for both of the E's in Festive. It's another mirror. This is what she looks like. She has this beautiful, beautiful dress. And this piece uses all of the new DMC numbers, the 1 through 35. So you see that little thing right there? I worked on that, and then I just worked kind of in this area. This one in particular has a lot of holes in it because there are so many beads that I'm going to put in later on. Oh, I started doing project cards for my project so I can remember what fabric. And then I put them in a little index box. My idea is I will take pictures of the finished pieces and put them in a little like recipe card holder. And then I will have a picture of the pieces I finished and the information. Anyway, this is on 32 count Parthenon by Color and Cotton, which, yes, I have realized that maybe I should have done it on 28 count because of all the beads, but I didn't, and I'm not going to start over. I already started over on this piece once. So I'll hold it from afar. She doesn't look like much, you know, like this is a lot of hours on her. I think she's still coming out. Yet this year. Again, her goal was 18 hours for the year. And I don't think I've met that quite yet. So, but I filled in all of this. This is all new here. I finished up this little puff here. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. And then this, where you see these purples and teals, I did all that. So I did all of this. It's getting to a point where it's a little bit finicky because there's a lot of color changes. It's kind of, the lighting is weird, of course. It's a little dark. Sorry about that. But you could see there's all these blank spaces inside these flowers. Those are all going to be beads. Now here I have some more fill-in work to do. She's coming along. This one, I had a very small start and then changed the fabric because I didn't like the fabric. And so I restarted this this year, actually, in January for Ringo. So I think we'll be seeing her again this year, I'm pretty sure. All right, and then the last thing I worked on, oh my gosh, my bucket is like falling over because it's so full, so very full. Sorry about the shaking there. Okay, so the next thing I worked on, I did not get to Christmas dinner this week. There was a night I had to work really late. I had to give a talk at work, so I didn't get any stitching in, and I don't know why. I don't like, I could have, I guess in retrospect, I could have done it. I didn't expect to film on a Friday. But when I film on Saturdays, I don't like if I'm working on a piece and I say I'm going to do it for 6 hours this week, I can do usually 3 hours each evening. So I don't like to break it up where you see half of it, like if I stitch on a Friday and then do the other half on Saturday after I film. I like to group it so that you only see it once because I feel like you see more progress that way. I don't know. So I didn't pull out Christmas dinner, and not being able to stitch, I don't know what night that was, Tuesday, I think, kind of messed up my plan for the week, which is fine. I'm flexible, believe it or not. Anyway, so I pulled out Glory to the Newborn King, which was on my, list for the month. This one, I'll have to look and see why I'm stitching this. I know why, because I like it, but this is in Autumn 2020 Stony Creek Cross Stitch collection. So it's in that issue. There's a ton of beads and not Glisten Gloss, which I hate working with. Sorry, I keep bouncing you. Anyway, so what did I do? I did this flower here last night. And then I started doing some back stitching on Baby Jesus, which I don't know if you can tell at all. There's a lot of Stony Creek has a lot of back stitching. So I'm going to have to work on this again tonight, which is fine, to get the other hour and a half in. So I only got an hour and a half in, is basically what I'm saying, because I was working on Falling Leaves And I thought, oh, I'm really close to finish. I'm just going to go ahead and finish it up. Well, that took me an hour and a half to finish it up instead of just the 25 minutes, but it's done. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll start on Glory. Let me just show you. So this was already done, but I just kind of pulled it down. So this floral motif is done. And then I went over here, and there's a bunch of back stitching. I guess you can tell a little bit up in there, but I don't know. I can't really tell. And then, like, I kind of didn't want to stop because, I mean, I was tired, but I didn't want to stop because I'm like, I'm not going to be able to tell, even like close up, where I left off. But anyway, so I'm stitching this. Let me see. Oh, here's my handy dandy calendar. Let me see what. So this counts for the S in festive. S for, because it's a Stony Creek pattern. So that's where we're at for Glory. So that will come out. I'll finish that up tonight. That hour and a half. This will come out later in the year as well. I think we still have 1 or 2 more sessions on it to finish our goal for the year on this. And I think our goal was 15 hours for the year. So we are finishing some goals. So that is what I worked on this week. I do have some haul to share with you, which I'm super excited about. Where to begin? Where to begin? Okay, so first up, I'm in the MPI Silks of the Month Club from Fat Quarter Shop. This is the Fine Floss Club, and we are doing Bunny Browns. Sorry about the glare on the packaging. Bunny Browns is our theme. So a lot of beautiful taupes and browns, perfect for fall. So that came in the mail. I also, oh, my arm. My arm is sore. It's amazing how that happened so fast. Anyway, so Stitchingly Along, which you can find on Etsy. You can also find her where? She posts to like the Stash Unload pages as well. But anyway, she was having a sale on her needle minders. And so I was like, maybe we want some new needle minders. So I got some on her sale. So this one is so stinking cute. I just love that look with the flowers. So I got that one. And I really like her needle minders because they're lightweight and they're flat. So the needles stay on them very well. I have a lot of hers. I really like them. I got this one specifically for Elegant Pumpkins because I can't remember what needle minder. I think I have some like cutesy Halloween one, but I don't have a good needle minder for Elegant Pumpkins, so I'm going to put this one on Elegant Pumpkins. That's what started this whole thing. I'm like, well, I can't just order one needle minder. I got this one because I thought it was super cute. I stitch, therefore I stash. Should say collect. And then I just can't resist an old-timey Christmas one. Isn't that darling? So I got that one as well. So that is from Stitchingly Along. So thank you so much. She has super fast shipping. She's just in California, so she's pretty close to me. But nonetheless, it is super fast. Okay, so when I was at Acorns this morning, I had I placed an order at the Stitch Summit they had these slips of paper where you could fill out if you forgot to order something or couldn't make it to the shop for whatever reason, or you're chatting with somebody and you see their chart, you could write it down and they'll get it for you and put it together in a packet, and then you can either pick it up or they'll ship it to you. Well, so when I was in there, I had to go into the actual shop because, of course, I did. I had to say hi to everybody, but also I had to get fabric, which I'll talk about in just a second. But so there was a package there of my items that they had called me about that were ready for me to pick up. So first is Little Brown Bat. This is the Cottage Garden Samplings Year in the Woods. This is number 10, so this is October's. I know that there's been some discussion online. I'm in this Facebook group. It's called A Year in the Woods Sal. About this is their ear, the bat's ear. And some people were talking about changing it. I'm not sure. But anyway, I love the leaves and all that. Super pretty. And then I had ordered I've been looking at this one for a long time, and then I saw it finished at the summit because Lindys Stitches was one of the designers, as you know. This is called Bathing in the Asters. Isn't that cute? It's so darling. I love it. I think it's so super cute, so I got that. And then I got the other designer was Janine McGowan by the Blue Flower, and she had this as a finished piece, the sleeping bee. Like, I don't really love bee pieces, but this is my second one. I started Tudor Bee this summer, but I really like this one. Just something about it. So I picked that up. And then, and then also in my package, they were showing these at the retreat. They have these tumblers. They're like stainless steel. It says Acorns and Threads on one side, and on the other side it says, I cross stitch, what's your superpower? Super cute. Has a straw, my straw is over there, and it twists off. Tammy at our table was saying she was trying to pull it off because her, the one she was currently using pulls off, and she was like, I couldn't get it off, and she thought hers was broken, but no, it actually is a twist off. So if you want any of these, you can always call Acorns and Threads, especially this, I think is super fun and, kind of unique. So you can call Acorns. Their phone number is always in the description box down below, and you can ask for the tumbler, maybe. Okay, so the other thing, besides the bead class, what I actually went into Acorns for was to find fabric for this piece, which I bought at Expo. Jan Hicks creates Antonia Roselle Garcia. I don't have a piece big enough at home for this. Not that it's super huge, but I do it on 32 count. She did hers, I think, on 40 count. And then I think I've showed you this. These, if not, then here's more haul. This is the silk conversion from Vicki Clayton Silks. She has a brights colorway, which is like the back of the sampler, and then a faded colorway, which would be the front of the sampler. And I got the brights. So I don't know. It's hard to look at those blues. So I was like, well, I need a fabric. And so I ended up getting Vintage Smoky White. This is what I stitched Harbor Haven on. There. Like that. Those are going to pop. The only one I'm a little worried about is this one right here. It's a little light. But I think they're just in the flowers on the border, so I think it'll be okay. But I might have to change out that color. But, I mean, there's a little bit of movement. It's still light, so the colors will really pop. And this piece is way bigger than I actually need, so I will have some left over. And I am starting this piece on October 15th with Andrea, my friend Andrea. So that will be fun. If you have the piece and want to start with us, please do. The called for are not Vicki Clayton Silks. It's just Vicki Clayton Silks has a color conversion if you want to use them, which I will be using. Okay, then I got some Stitchy Kindness. So when I went into Acorns, when I went to the checkout, she pulled out a bag with my name on it and said, here you go. And I was like, I didn't order those. She's like, you didn't? But your name is on the bag. Well, there was a sweet little note from my wonderful, lovely friend Carla, who had dropped off some giveaway items. So she dropped them off and said, here, these are for your channel. I mean, so this is Hands-On Designs Rusting Stitch Face. Isn't that funny? So she gave me two of those. And then she also had, what is this? Annabella's. This is called Classic Easter Sampler. How darling is that? I know it's not the right season, so we aren't quite thinking about it, but I'll definitely be giving this away closer to spring. Isn't that sweet? I think this also could be a really pretty, well, I guess it is pretty Eastery. I was going to say birch sampler because of the bunnies. If you took out the eggs that the bunnies are holding, I think you can make it into a birch sampler. There's little chicks. It is pretty Eastery. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. It is pretty Eastery. Carla, thank you so much. That was so sweet and darling of you to do that. It was really funny though. I was so confused, and Lori, who was checking me out, she was confused. She's like, "But your name is on the bag," and I'm like, "But I didn't order these." It was really funny. Okay, then I got more stitchy kindness in the mail from my friend Andrea, who surprised me. Like, of course, she didn't tell me that anything is coming or anything like that. But she sent me a project bag. This is by Bags by Wendy, who is here in Oregon. I met her at StitchCon this year. So here's the back, first of all. They're just little autumn dots, kind of, I think. But then, are you ready for this? Oh my god, he's so stinking cute. I can't even stand it. Look at him. It's like Halloween trick-or-treat kitty cats. Oh my gosh. Look at those. Look at those. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. And then, of course, this beautiful trim here that, I mean, it just, you can look her up online, Bags by Wendy, and Wendy is spelled with an I. Bags by Wendy. And then here's the little zipper pull. It's a little jack-o'-lantern. Oh my gosh, this is so darling. But that's not all. That's not all that was in that bag. She sent me some 28 count fabric by Shepherd's Needle. Is this a name? Oh, this is by Picture This Plus. I'm sorry. Picture This Plus Icon is the color. Oh, isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. She's moving into higher counts, so I'm not sure if this is from, this is called Earthen. This is from her stash, because she's doing more 36 count. And with Picture This Plus, anyway, I can't even do 32 count on Picture This Plus. And then this one is moss. All these, oh my gosh, look at that. So pretty. And so these are all 28 count Picture This Plus. Love it. Definitely will be put to good use. And again, that's not all. She had this super, what is this called? Scattered Seed Samplers. It's called Miss Matilda. Look how stinking cute she is. Look at her. She's so cute. And then I think you get Pillow Tuck and Harvest Pin Keep necklace. Oh, you do get the pattern for the necklace and this pillow. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. So cute. And then the other one is from my new friend that I met at the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, who lives up by Seattle, Becca from Sambry Stitches. This is called Asa Sampler. And it's just like little kitty, and it says love. Really darling. So I got that as well. So thank you so much, Andrea. You are too sweet and such a little stinker. When I got it in the mail, there was no note or anything, but I recognized the return address. And so I just texted her. I was like, "You are a stinker, aren't you?" She's like, "What?" She acted all innocent. But thank you so much. That is so sweet of you to send that to me. So, I love my cats. So, anyway. Okay. So let's talk giveaways for just a moment. I'm not going to be giving anything away today. I just need to gather my thoughts and get through next week at work before I commit to that. But everything is shipped out that I have. So hopefully you have, I think I shipped them Monday. I think they went out in the mail Monday. So you should be getting them soon if you haven't already gotten them, if you were waiting on something from me. There are two that I don't think I've heard from yet. Let's see. One is, this is 12 Days of Christmas, Nina Pulliam. I need your address. So Nina Pulliam. I'll give it maybe one more week. But email me at czuckstitch@gmail.com with your address. And then this other one, another Prairie Schooler, the Santa Moon, is Caro Burden. And I'm sorry, you might have already emailed me and it just got lost in my inbox. That is very possible. But if you did email me, please can you email me again, and then I can get these sent out to you. Or if you haven't emailed me yet, that's fine. Just go ahead and send me an email, and I would love to get those to you. Otherwise, if I don't hear from next week, I'll just put them back in the giveaway pile. Okay, let's get to plans. Okay, so plans are, I'm going to be working on Glory to the Newborn King, like I said, tonight for another hour and a half. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other hour and a half of time. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet, I guess. I might pull out Christmas dinner, but so what I'm thinking is Christmas dinner will come in. There's a 24 hours of cross stitch weekend coming up in maybe 2 weeks. So I was thinking of pulling out Christmas dinner then to get my 6 hours in for the month then. So I'm not sure. It'll be a surprise what else I work on tonight. And then I'm pulling out Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, which is one of the my Whip Go calls for this month. So this is what it will look like. I'm only on block 2. I'm just right here. On block 2. And this one is so funny. So I had each of my Whip Go pieces were on my Whip Go board 4 times this year. So I had 6 pieces that were on my Whip Go board 4 times each. And I really like to stitch in season. And so I was like, oh, that's really risky with such a Christmassy piece. But this one has waited till the very end to be called for the most part. I think it was called one time earlier in the year, and then this month, October. And it's still on my board 2 more times, which will be either November or December. So that works out well for me. Because I do like to stitch in the season that is happening. Okay, so here's where we are so far. Block 1, as you know, is done. You have seen that. So let's go to block 2. So I'm working. I always start them from the bottom up. So there's some sort of snow, and then I think we'll be going towards the house. So that is what I'll be working on this week. So this will get 12 hours this week. So we should be seeing some good progress. So imagine, right, like this half will be filled in and then probably, hopefully more. We'll see where we get to. But yeah, this will get 12 hours this week. So that'll be good. And then we'll be able to mark that off our Whip Go board. Our Whip Go board. Okay. Then next up, I am going to work on, this is called Trimming the Tree. It is by Lindys Stitches. I think it's a darling little piece. So this is what it will look like. I think it's really super cute. And this is stitched on some mystery fabric that I got in a giveaway bag. So I have the snowman done. So I will be working on the tree. My goal is to finish this year. This will be getting 6 hours this month, or this week. And we'll see how close we can get to a finish. This I started in 2021, Jolly July. I can't remember what year I did that. I don't think I have a card in here yet to tell me when I started it. And this is the last piece I have from those Jolly July starts to finish up. And so I want to finish up this year because I want to do Jolly July again in 2023. Oh, Carolyn, I thought you said you weren't going to do any planning. No, I'm not going to do Whip Go plan. I'm still going to plan. I'm going to plan to be spontaneous. How about that? Okay, so the next piece, so my 25/7 piece, because I finished it, I think the next one I'm going to do is this Mill Hill kit, buttons and beads. It's called Floral Pumpkin. Sorry about the glare. I am stitching mine on fabric that I stole from my friend Robin when she was here. It was in one of her Mill Hill kits. And so I have the border. This is the one that I have to figure out the colors. I mean, I'm confident this is the right color, but there are some colors that I need to get out my book. I also need to fray check this edges, if you can see that. I need to get out my DMC book and figure out what colors are what. So I'll be working on that this week, and so that will be the next one that I would like to finish, relatively soon because it's fall and pumpkin season. Okay. I think that is everything. One more thing that I want to talk to you about. Melanie from Soulful Stitching has announced that, so in the past she has done what she's called Year of Whips, where you pick projects and your goal is to finish them. It is not a no new starts club. It is just a group where you're focusing on finishing pieces. This is exactly what she took the past year off, maybe last year, I'm not sure. But before she had us pick really large goals. So she would say something like, okay, the year is 2020. So we're going to 20 plus 20 is 40. So we're going to pick 40 projects and you have to finish 20 of them, right? So really lofty goals. And she would push us, right? Which is great. I mean, you know, sometimes I just need to be pushed a little bit, but, so that was really great. And then she decided this year that she was going to tone it down a little bit. And she said, she's like, okay, so it's only going to be pick 6 projects and you have to finish half of them. Now she is choosing to pick, I think she said 18, because her birthday is on January 18. And so that's when all this starts. So it won't start till January 18. So you have a little bit of time, which is, I think, really smart because a lot of things are going to start on January 1, including Bringo and all that, right? But she's waiting to the 18th till her birthday to start it. So it runs from January 18th to December 18. But go check out her latest video. She gives a little bit of information in there. I'll link her down below. And then she will be coming out with another video with more information in like December. So if you are interested in joining, and the idea is that you finish half of whatever you say, I think. I'm not sure. Again, she hasn't come out with the details. She said it'll be December when she comes out with the details. I'm going to do more. This is exactly what I needed. Like, because I need to focus on finishing some things. Sorry, got it just there. I want to focus on finishing some things next year. Again, I'm not saying I'm not going to start anything, but I do want to focus on finishing some things. And I have already started a list of things that I could potentially finish. And so this is kind of perfect because it isn't like you have to do X number of stitches every single month. I don't know what else she has planned, right? But it's just saying like, I'm going to finish these 3 pieces. I'm probably going to end up with more than that based on my finish list, but that's fine. But go subscribe to her. She's Soulful Stitching because you don't want to miss her video that she will come out in December telling us all about how Year of Whips works and all that. Flosstube knows. So Melanie Soulful Stitching, she's also on Facebook. She's the one who created the Cross Stitch 25/7 group, which I know a lot of people are doing as well. So it should be really fun. This is what I was waiting for. This is the thing that I need, I think, to get me through next year. So I'm super excited. Okay, that I think is everything I have. And so I wish you a great stitchy week. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy and well. And please don't forget to get your flu shot and your COVID booster. Bye.